Hello, back for another lesson. Yes, Science 8, lots of lessons. So I was Googling images as usual, and I found Atom Man, which I thought was pretty funny. Maybe I'll be Atom Man for Halloween or something. No, I thought that was kind of funny. Atom Man! Whatever. Okay. Alright, so this lesson, clearly we're going to talk about the atom. Okay, so the structure of the atom is pretty straightforward. Now you guys have probably heard it quite a bit, but I want you guys to kind of listen up once again. So basically you have the nucleus that's in the center of the atom. Okay, you can see from both of these pictures. And what are in the center of the atoms? Well, always we have protons and neutrons. Protons have a positive charge. Neutrons have a neutral charge, so no charge. And then floating kind of in these orbits on the outer portion of this atom are the electrons, which have a negative charge. So we don't need to get too much more in depth, because let me tell you, you're going to get a lot more in depth when you get to high school on what exactly happens with each of these orbitals. You know, the electrons are in different orbitals, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but I'm not going to confuse you or, you know, make it all crazy. So let's just know the different charges. The protons are positive, electrons are negative, neutrons are neutral with no charge. Okay, in the nucleus always are the protons and neutrons, and on the outside are the electrons. Okay. When we talk about the periodic table and you guys start looking at the elements, every element has a different number of protons. The protons are what make up the atomic number, and ultimately what make up that particular element. Okay, so we'll be looking at that a little bit more as well. Alright, so I found this kind of funny song that I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm not going to sing it because you guys will totally laugh at me, but maybe in class we will go over it. But it's, if you guys know the Addams Family, da-na-na-na, da-na-na, 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 da-na-na. Okay, so here are the verses. They're teeny and they're tiny and they're teeny, much smaller than a beanie. They never can be seeny. The Addams Family. Together they make gases in liquid like molasses, and all the solid masses, the Addams Family. And then they're so small, they're round like a ball. They make up the air. They're everywhere. You can't see them at all. So, anyways, kind of funny, kind of cheesy. You guys know me. It's okay. So, maybe if you're lucky, I'll get my microphone out and sing it for you guys during class. But kind of a funny, goofy way to remember what atoms are, what they do, some of the characteristics of them, and so forth. So, anyways, there you have it. So, another thing, when we talk about atoms, basically we talk about the properties of matter. Okay, matter's everything that basically, you know, you look around and matter's everywhere. Okay, but we have to look at matter a little bit closer than that. There are different properties that we give matter. Okay, not only do we talk about the states of matter, which I'm going to show you a really cool video in just a moment, but we also talk about the physical and chemical properties of matter. So I'm going to kind of go over those definitions in just a moment, but so that you guys understand the different properties of matter. But before that, I've got a great video that I want you guys to watch because I think it's pretty cool. So, watch this. If I can find it. There it is. Haha. Alright, let's try this again here. Hold on. Get that? Hold on. There we go. cool video. I'm kind of fascinated with how people blow glass and make glass art and stuff. So it was really kind of a cool way to see the different states of matter. But really important is how, basically what causes the different states, and typically it's temperature. If you heat it up, it's going to, think of, obviously water is the easiest thing. If you have some ice, which is a solid state, you heat it up, it's going to turn to a liquid. You heat it up even more, it's going to turn to a gas. You cool those things down, and it goes back the opposite way, okay, to the point of freezing it back into a solid. But it all has to do with how those molecules are moving and colliding with each other. So we'll talk more about that in class, but I thought that was a really cool video to kind of show you guys the states of matter. So when we talk about chemical properties versus physical properties, chemical properties are properties that do change the chemical nature of matter. So think about when you are at a campfire and you light that fire, you light that wood on fire, and after it's all done, then basically you are, changing that material from wood into charcoal, okay? So completely changing that chemical nature. Okay, where physical properties basically do not change the nature of that matter. Okay, so that's really important, that physical changes would be like, there's my dog barking, paper, take a piece of paper and tear it in half. Have you changed the chemical nature? Not so much, okay? So properties, physical properties basically are just maybe changing the shape of something, but you're not changing the actual chemical nature. Chemical properties are changing that chemical nature, okay? So there you have it. We're going to talk more about this stuff in class, but I wanted to give you guys some visuals for states of matter, properties of matter, basically, chemical versus physical, and then also the basic structure of the atom. So there you have that. We'll see you in class.